Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special Rangers review show. Of course, everyone is getting a tad excited at a potential takeover of the club. The big news to emerge yesterday is that the group behind it, the San Francisco 49ers, in deep discussions about taking over Rangers and investing in the Ibrox club. Now, it brings me great joy to say we're joined by someone who covers Leeds United in great detail. He heads up the number one Leeds fan site down there in Leeds. It's Kev Markey. We go way back, folks. Me and Kev contributed to a radio station that was just across the road from Elland Road, no less. What glory days those were. But it's great to have you on, Kev, from Leeds United Mad. How's it going?
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Those were great days at Yorkshire Radio. I'll give them a little clue, given that they don't exist anymore now. But happy days, yeah. Some great people worked at the station, including yourself, Derek, and it was a great time to, follow the club, really, because we were going through funny times at the time as well. But like the song goes, we've had our ups and downs, and hopefully we'll back on the up again now.
Yeah. I remember when I first joined the station down there, Cellino was the man at the helm. It was a tad bonkers, it's fair to say. And then Andrea Radrizzani, of course, takes over. But now a new chairman at the helm. And is it Parag Marath? Is that how you pronounce it?
Parag Marath, that's right, yeah. He took over literally just before the season started last season. They had a 44% stake in the club, and he bought the remaining 56% from Radrizzani, and for around 170 million, I believe it. But obviously, Radrizzani would have got a lot more if he'd have stayed in the Premier League. I think he was looking at around 400 million. So you could say that Marath sort of got them at a good time, really, because even though they were relegated, he got them cheap at 170. So, but he's obviously the 49ers have been doing a good job, so we can't ridicule them at all. They're from the previous owners we've had, they've been really good, to be fair.
Yeah, see when the news first emerged, Kev, about the possibility of them buying a sort of controlling stake in the club. What was the fan reaction like at the time?
The initial reaction was, it sounded like a lot of fans were saying, well, he should be concentrating on us at the moment, really, on us getting promoted, not dabbling in other things. But he is a businessman at the end of the day, even though he is the chairman of the club. His job at San Francisco 49ers, I believe, is to sort of get business in for the company. And I think he's always looking at opportunities. And obviously, Rangers is a massive opportunity, because obviously they're looking for investment. And I think talks have been going on for a matter of months, really, to be fair. It's just that it's obviously been leaked out somewhere, that the story about Rangers. And it seems like it's full. To me, it seems like full steam ahead. But like I said, the initial reaction from the fans, from what I've seen, is, it sounds a good investment for the 49ers, but really they expect him to be concentrating on us getting promoted to the Premier League as well. But obviously, like I said before, he is a businessman. It's his job to do these sort of things. It reminds me a little bit of what's happening at Bournemouth. Bill Foley, he's the American owner of Bournemouth, but I believe he's got a 25% stake in Hibernian. So it's a similar sort of thing. And he's got a stake in Lorient in France as well. So businessman, even though they are chairman of clubs, they are businessmen as well. And this is how they make the money, and how they get, opportunities going, really. I believe under the SFA's dual ownership stance, though, I don't think he's allowed any more than 29.9% or something like that. So even though he's looking to sort of invest in it, I don't think he's going to be the complete owner of the club.
Yeah.
I think there's a member on the board. You probably know better than me, Derek. There's a member on the board at Rangers that's American anyway. I think that's where the interest. Yeah, that's right. That's where the interest has come from, I think, as well. I think it's just they must be good friends, I presume, and he's, the Rangers are a massive club, and he's not going to say no, I'm not interested. He's going to show some interest in helping out and getting involved, I suppose.
Well, it's certainly a bit of good news in what has been a very gloomy season. That's fair to say. When they first got involved in Leeds, was it back in 2018, Kev?
Yeah, they've been investing in the club for a very long time, and they've slowly progressed, obviously, over the years to actually in taking over the club. So yeah, it's like it's been a soft approach initially, and that, obviously now it's full ownership. So it did take a little while, but obviously when you're dealing with people like Cellino and other people at the club, it's not that easy to put your views across, I suppose, at the time. But yeah, they've been steadily investing in the club, and now obviously it's come to the stage where obviously we've had 2 decent seasons with them now as owners, and hopefully it'll result in a bit of success this season for them.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Has anything changed dramatically from them taking over the club? Just not only on the pitch, but off it. Is it changed the match day experience around Elland Road, that sort of thing?
I think so. I mean, they're not publicity seekers, they're not wanting to be doing interviews all the time. They're just slowly doing the job, really. You could tell there's no chaotic scenes going on behind the scenes like there used to be in the past. Everything seems to be smooth. It's a smooth ride, really, at the moment. Obviously, the team's doing well, which helps.
Yeah.
If the team weren't doing well, it would be interesting to see what sort of reaction they would get. Maybe not investing more money than what they should. The only concern as well, I know I mentioned before that the fans were saying they should be concentrating on us getting promoted, but I think they're slightly worried that it could be a full ownership and they may sell, and Red Bull are sort of hovering in the wings at Leeds as well, which is it's fantastic money-wise, because obviously they've got money coming out of their ears, but what they've done to previous clubs sort of worries the Leeds fan base a little bit, with sort of renaming clubs Red Bull and stuff like that. Obviously, Leeds fans would hate that if it happened at Leeds. But to be fair, they do sponsor the shirt, so they have put some sort of investment into the club already. And I think somebody at the organisation said we would never consider calling Leeds Red Bull Leeds or anything like that. It just wouldn't happen. But I think there'd be a strong reaction if it ever came to that stage. So basically what they're thinking is it could be a minority investment to begin with, but they're slightly concerned, or apprehensive maybe is the better word, that Red Bull could make an offer they can't refuse and take full ownership of the club as well, which that's how San Francisco 49ers started quietly, putting little bits of money into the club, like Red Bull are doing now with the shirts, that it could evolve into something bigger eventually, which could be a good thing, but you never know with organisations like that. They have their own ID and they like to spread the word a little bit, I suppose, but we'll see what happens. I mean, it's exciting things all around for Rangers and for Leeds, I suppose. It's that the 49ers, it shows what a massive organisation they are, really. And obviously we've got minor investment as well due to the 49ers from people like Will Ferrell and Jordan Spieth, Michael Phelps, Russell Crowe, all these personalities. Will Ferrell, I think he came to one game this season and we lost it to Burnley 1-0. I don't think he's been since. What I suggest to Will is just keep away for a little bit until we get promoted, and you can come back again. But yeah, it shows you that that's what San Francisco 49ers seem to be like. They like to get these personalities involved as well. A bit like Birmingham as well. They're doing the same sort of thing, you could say, as well, with Tom Brady. And they've got a few Rangers connections at Birmingham as well.
They do, they're turning a bit of a Rangers B team down there.
By the same colours and everything as well, more or less. But that's the way football is these days, Derek. As you know, it's just, you go where the money goes, basically. And if you haven't got how much money as an owner, then you're not going to do much for the club, really. So you need all this investment to really push the club along, and obviously that's what Rangers are probably looking for now. They're looking for that push to get to, because you got to say Rangers are going to be involved in European football more or less year in, year out, and that's another attraction maybe for Marath as well, that he thinks that they could diversify into the European scene as well, which is good for them, I suppose. So Rangers are a great catch for anybody, really. if anybody gets a job right at Rangers, then it's going to be a massive success.
Yeah, the money might not necessarily be in Scottish football, but certainly I think with the fact that the Champions League has been revamped, a lot more money in there, isn't there? And you just need to be.
What do you think of that new format? Do you think it'll?
I like it. I like it, Kev. When I first seen it, it was, as I say, just a nonsense. But I've got to say, I quite like it. I mean, Rangers have been in the Europa League format this season, and remarkably well to get in the top 8. So. But I'm a fan of it. What about yourself? I mean, it's a long time since Leeds have been involved in European competition.
Yeah, unfortunately,
that's a dream. I'd imagine getting back in it. It's in some sort of competition.
I'm envious of West Ham winning that whatever
Conference League.
Yeah, I'd love to be involved in that. That'd be a nice little start. I mean, I remember the days, Derek. Yeah, probably a bit too young actually. When we played Rangers in the European Cup,
92, 93, yeah.
What an event that was over two legs. It's and that was the proper. Well, I'm a bit old fashioned, I know, but that was the old fashioned European.
It was the proper Champions League
when champions were actually involved in the tournament. So I remember going down to Elland Road hoping we might get the result. We lost the first leg, obviously 2-1. We were hoping to maybe turn it around a bit, Elland Road, but we were just totally outsmashed by Ali and Markey up front as well. And even Eric Cantona was playing for us at that time, and even he couldn't turn it around. So and those are great nights that you look forward. I mean, we remember the Champions League from a little while back now, where
reached the semis. Remember? But
it was just unbelievable times. Really, actually getting to the semi-finals were absolutely amazing, and we just thought those days would happen every season. But obviously, things quickly change in football, and before you know it, you're stuck in League One again. So it's that's obviously that shows what bad ownership can do to a club as well. So it's not just down to the players and everything and performances; it's how the clubs are run. Which, like I said, that's why it's great now having a stable ownership like we've had for the last 2 seasons. They just let the man. I mean, even choosing Farker as the manager was a great, appointment. Who'd have thought that he'd be great in the Championship, where he's broken all records already with Norwich.
Brilliant, yeah.
Why wouldn't he do it with Leeds? And he's doing the same sort of thing at Leeds. He just needs that break in the Premier League, hopefully, which he'll get probably next season. Hopefully, if we get promoted, he deserves a chance at the big time. See how he gets on. I don't think Norwich ever really put any money into the club when they got promoted, so he always found it difficult, and they kept yo-yoing up and down. But obviously, this is a great opportunity for him as a manager as well. But that was a great appointment, and all the other decisions they've been making, they've been backing him with signings. So it shows you what a decent ownership can do, really. Because obviously, we've reached this stage now where our destiny is really in our own hands now this season, and that's down to good ownership. And Marath has done a great job, to be fair, over the last since they've taken over in the last 2 years. And I'm sure he'd do the same sort of thing at Rangers if he gets an opportunity as well.
Yeah, I think that's a hope, certainly, because when I was working at the station, they were, like you say, League One in the Championship, and Gary Monk came in and got them to just outside the playoffs, and that was considered a big achievement. They had other guys coming in, Thomas Christensen, Paul Heckingbottom was in for a time as well, but then you went and got Marcelo Bielsa, and the whole sort of mood changed from then on.
Happy days. Bielsa. Another guy that wasn't really backed by the ownership, really, because he told the ownership, I've done it with these players now, and he gave them a list of players he wanted. He says, and then more or less said, we can't afford them, and you have to just do what you got. And obviously, we all know what happened after that. We got this American came in and didn't quite do the job. Yeah. Unfortunately, he got the backing and everything, but it was literally out of his league. Really, it never worked. And now we've got, like I say, a stable manager in Farker at the club now, who's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, I think they'll go. I mean, desperately unlucky last season, obviously in that playoff final, but they're going great guns at the moment, Kev, aren't they? And like you say, if they do get up, do you think he will be back to actually compete in the division as opposed to just trying to survive in it?
Yeah, but you can see what the previous promotion teams did. They're all struggling now to stay in the league, so it's very difficult. You need that's why I'm glad the 49ers are in charge, because I think they'll put the right investment into the club to get the players that we need if we get promoted. That'll help us stay. I mean, the first time we were in the Premier League last time, we finished 9th, which was fantastic, but we never built on that at all. Hopefully, the right investment will come in again for players. I mean, they're a great bunch of lads that we have now, but obviously changes will be made. That's what happens in football next season. They'll be looking for quality players to make sure that we perform week in, week out in what is a very difficult league to stay in, really. So hopefully 49ers will, concentrate on us as well as other dealings that we'll be doing as well. But like I said before, Bill Foley does it at Bournemouth, at Liverpool, same sort of thing goes on there, I believe, as well. So it's just the modern age now where they're happy, obviously, being at a club, but they like to dabble in other things as well. And, that's the way, if they've got the money, that's what they'll do. Because, 49ers have got a pocket full of money. And
vast amounts, I know.
Oh, yeah, NFL, they're massive out there. So it's just, money's no object for them, really. And hopefully they'll give Farker a bit of that to spend, which he'll need if we get promoted next season. And he'll need the quality players to stay. I mean, never mind getting into Europe. We just want to stay in the league for a season or two, then maybe progress after that.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms, see the stadium and things, Kev. I know there's been talk for years about expansion and capacity bigger. Is that still on the cards, do you think?
Well, it definitely is now. They're not going to actually move or anything. It's not going to be a massive stadium. I mean, years ago when Risdale was in charge, we had this blueprint to move just outside the area in Leeds. We had this stadium all ready to go, really, to start planning for it. And obviously things just went pear-shaped after that when we didn't qualify for Europe and we didn't have the finance to do it anymore. But now it's just a case of getting some paint from Wicks or somewhere and giving it a good lick of paint and making it into a 50,000 stadium, which sounds great, to be honest. I mean, it's not the best stadium in the world by any means, but it's one of those old-fashioned grounds that you just love to visit. It's just the romance of the place. People like Billy Bremner and Jack Charlton and Peter Lorimer ran on that pitch over the years. It's just got fantastic history and legacy, and to do it up into a 50,000. I mean, we've got about 25, maybe 30,000 season ticket waiting list. So you just want that stadium to be filled week in, week out. And it's a great opportunity to build on what we have at the club and make it into a massive, like I said before, a massive 50,000 seat. I think it holds about 40,000 or so now, barely. So another 10,000 maybe, or even more, maybe 55,000 seat. I don't know the exact plans, but I've got plans to do something with the stadium, so that's good news. And obviously that'll happen in the next sort of year or two.
Yeah, I always enjoy a trip to Elland Road. I think I was there last year. I think he played Everton, I'm sure, just at the turn. It was a couple of seasons ago now, and the noise was insane. It really was. It was just
the atmosphere. You can't beat the atmosphere when, especially Monday night was just insane. When
the Sunderland game,
that winning goal went in. It's absolutely mental. The place just went potty, Even Farker showed a lot of emotion. Usually he's like an iceberg, but he got booked for his celebrations as well, which means he can't be on the touchline on Monday night against Sheffield United, which is ridiculous. If he can't celebrate something like that, then what's the point of being involved in football? If you can't expect him just to stand there clapping. He's going to be delirious like everybody else. It's just absolutely insane. But it was great to see. And like you say, you can't be a good atmosphere at Rangers as well. They've got magnificent fans, and they deserve a great footballing team as well. And when they beat Celtic a while ago, I thought this is the turnaround now. They're gonna.
We all hoped that was going to be the case, but Queen's Park is certainly set the club back a fair bit.
That's a shocker, wasn't it?
Yeah, not half. But certainly this news yesterday has G'd everyone back up again.
It's pricked everybody's ears, that's for sure, because it came out of the blue. I mean, I don't think anybody was expecting it shows you how secret these negotiations are. Secret to a point, then somebody involved somewhere must have leaked out some information, and obviously it's full steam ahead now, and everybody's wanting to know what's actually going on. Rangers and Leeds fans want to know what's going on, really, and it'd be interesting to see what happens over the next few weeks, maybe months, and see what the real plans are for the 49ers, to see what they're actually doing. Yeah, I think we're all eager to find out, really.
Yeah, we sure are, that's for sure. Kev, it's been brilliant having you back on. Thank you for coming on and having a chat with me. I really appreciate it, and all the best for Leeds this season. I'm sure you guys will make sure that of promotion go up there automatically, and no need to bother with the playoffs this season.
I hope not, Derek. Yeah, I don't fancy another trip to London to come back after that, after a defeat. Yeah. It's a long travel, but it'd be nice to just do it in a relaxing way this season. So hopefully that'll be the case. And good luck to Rangers as well. I'm sure things might pick up a bit now after all this news that's going on. Yeah, thank you. Let's hope so. There you go, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed that. A bit of insight into the relationship between Leeds United and the San Francisco 49ers. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and we'll speak to you later on. Bye for now.